It's busy and it's crazy, but it's also this beautiful dance because the people in these spaces, they understand how to coexist with each other. So they know how to move through each other's movements. A pottery class, for example, it's gonna get pretty busy. This room, well, it looks kind of large. Once you have it full of 8 students with big pieces of clay in front of them, it gets pretty cramped. So they understand how to coexist with each other. And there's also this beautiful camaraderie because as they're all learning this for the first time, they're seeing the beauty in the material, but they're also seeing each other's successes and failures and learning from and with each other.
Maryland Hall inspired me, and so I'm here now 2 years, and we are all about art for all. When I arrived, we were doing classes in clay and pottery, wood turning, glass. We also had our 2D classes and visual art dance classes. We had a little room to grow into theater classes. I can say now we've got theater and we have music classes as well. And then there's all the performances and the exhibits and the outreach and then even events. There's so many exciting events. It's like Maryland Hall carries this legacy of being here for 44 years, of being a place of gathering, a place for the community to come and celebrate arts for all.
The first thing is aesthetically, right? This building and what this building used to represent as a segregated school. Add to that the community impact, again, the significance that this building and legacy has to the community. Now we're talking about taking the patrons of this building, the employees, and moving into one that's more inclusive. The employees at Maryland Hall were very much aware of that as well. Leadership drives a company, and so we wanted to really focus on leadership and where leadership sat in the organization, and really their mindset around how committed the leaders were and how willing they were to go the long haul.
I love the phrase art for all. And that was all over the website when I was applying for the job. When I arrived here, I was drawn to the mission. It's really starting to blossom. On the stage that I'm staring at right now, because I'm sitting in the audience of our 725-seat theater, I think some of the performances that happen there. We have 4 resident companies that are here at Maryland Hall that have been here for most of these 44 years. Ballet Theater Maryland, Annapolis Opera, Annapolis Symphony Orchestra, and Live Arts Maryland. So you can go one weekend and see a ballet performance, and then the next weekend, see an opera. And then the next weekend, you could actually see a Ram's Head show, which is another partner of ours from the community, and they bring in all kinds of, contemporary music and rock and soul and blues. And then Maryland Hall Presents. We bring in 6 different shows a year. One of our shows this year was called No Gravity, and we had people look like they're flying above the stage for the performance, and it was sold out. It was really exciting. I think some of the other highlights are our dance studios, our pottery studio is so exciting, always so filled with people. Like there's never a spot open in the pottery class, which is really exciting. But I would say another highlight in the building is our Media Arts Hub up on the 3rd floor that opened just about a year ago now. We have a sound booth in there, and we have lots of graphic design classes going on up there. We have 15 iPads, 15 laptops, all outfitted with Creative Cloud, ready to design.
What Media Arts means to the Hall is growth. With the Media Arts Hub being the newest department of Maryland Hall, we wanted to now introduce media arts learning and education to the variety of offerings that we already have here. And so when I think about what does media arts mean to Maryland Hall, I think it shows and identifies what we're trying to do to continue to meet the needs of the community and doing that through this department. The Media Arts Hub, one identifies as learning experiences from classes and workshops through graphic design, animation, digital illustration, video production, photography, even gaming. This is an organization where we say art for all, and we haven't put a cap on how old you are. This department is also, with Maryland Hall, is the home of Craft Radio. which is 104.7 FM, which is our community-based radio station. It is really an extension of how we can integrate ourselves in the community more.
You know, we have this outdoor labyrinth that is outside. We have art exhibits that we rotate and bring outside. We have permanent and temporary exhibits. And we have these front steps, and we have festivals and events and concerts and all kinds of things that happen outdoors, you know, that bring people closer to the building and then into the building. In terms of contributing to the community, I was at an event just this weekend, and I was speaking to this woman, and she was thanking me for helping Maryland Hall reopen after COVID, because she had seen before COVID, it was so vibrant, and the community was here all the time, and it was bustling, inside, outside, everywhere. And then, of course, everything, you know, quieted down in COVID. And now she was saying it feels like it's a bustling again. And she said, this center is so special and so important to this community. It is a part of the fabric of the community. The way that I was welcomed and the way this community embraced me as a representative of this institution that is here, I mean, was just awe-inspiring. And clearly, there's this symbiotic relationship. You know, I mean, the county exec's office calls us up and says, you know what, we have this special awards ceremony. We want to hold it at Maryland Hall. Is there space available that night? You know, the Flower Mart, the Four Rivers Garden Club does an annual fundraiser Flower Mart, and in exchange, you know, free of charge, we don't charge them rent for that as a partner, because all year long, if you come into the hall for a performance on the weekends, especially the resident companies, you will always see a big, beautiful bouquet of flowers that is sitting there in our lobby that was donated by the Four Rivers Garden Club. So there's like this give and take of trying to build community together that was in the fabric when I got here, you know, and I know the team at Maryland Hall is doing our best to try to continue to push that legacy forward and expand and look at, okay, this is who we have been reaching. Who haven't we been reaching? And I think that's what an art center can be. It can be a place where people come for healing, a place where people come to make connections, to build relationships, a place to introspect. You know, whether that's sitting outside on the, you know, the outdoor nature theater that's out there and reading a book, or, you know, coming to book club inside, or coming and just sitting in an audience full of people breathing together while you're watching a performance. There's something that happens, you know, that's special in an art center.